Today I get into the fighter games. Finally I got a fighter game. First fighter game for the ps2 I have ever gotten now is The King of Fighters 2006. It's a very good game. It's basically just like Street Fighter and Tekken combined. Street Fighter because that people have special powers, and Tekken because they have a lot of fighting moves. Buttons are fairly simple. I cannot do combinations yet, as they are too hard for a person of my experience. I got this less than a week ago, but it's a pretty good game. Now, let's get into the characters. I'll do a versus battle for you guys. And team play. There are good characters, there are bad characters. My favorite character, Billy Kane. Because he carries around a friggin' stick. My second favorite would probably be this guy or this guy. I'll probably go with this guy. And believe it or not, this chick is a really good fighting chick. And a CPU. This guy is pretty good too. He carries around a sword. But this chick, she carries around knives with her and slices everybody to bits. So, this would be a good matchup. This chick is also hard to beat. She's like a friggin' god of this game. Let's go with this guy. He's one of the classic models for this guy. And let's see here. Random stage. Let's see where it brings us. Sacred Garden. There's several stages for this game. You do not use the two analog sticks for this. Only buttons you use is the D-pad and the buttons. Square, and R's and L's. This has extremely good graphics, and I thought it would be a horrible game, but it's awesome. I'm only on beginner, so don't expect to see some really cool moves. Just the average. I'm beating the crap out of this guy. Look at that. KO. Yay, I got it without destroying any of my health. Billy Kane's an awesome character. Again, he's got a stick. He's got a kind of weird story behind him. Some of these guys have special little combos to them. And this last chick's pretty hard, but there's in the story mode you get to play the bosses. She's one of the bosses. The other boss is really hard. See, they could shoot stuff out of their hands if you want them. Half of these guys can shoot friggin' fire, so don't make it look like Billy Kane is invincible because he has a stick. Because I beat him when he has a stick. I'm going to play that again for you guys, so I'll probably let Billy Kane die. Holy shit. See, this guy has a friggin' sword. Yeah, that's my Belly King special news. Whoa, look at that. Dude, that was awesome. I didn't even know how I did that. Just pushing a bunch of buttons helps. Look at this. Beating the shit out of this guy. Yeah. I win. I love this game, literally. There's so many. You can play a story mode for every single character there is. And there's a ton of characters. There's literally over 30 characters. So you can play the game. And you can play the game a ton of times, let's just say that. Plus there's all sorts of other games to it. You can verse the computer at any time. There's practice mode where you can really practice the moves and make your opponent stupid. So this game definitely has a huge replay value to it. Everybody has their own little story. And it's good. So far I've beaten the story mode on 5 characters, 6 characters. Some of the characters don't have their own story. So I'll show you their profiles real quick. Overall, I would have to rate this probably, I don't do this often, but 10 out of 10. If you don't like fighters, this isn't for you, but if you love fighters, it's probably for you. Actually, if you don't like fighters, this is a good one. It tells you the birth and everything. It tells you their story. It tells them what they tell you before you play as the character. Yep, so I beat it on Kaio, Kashiaki, Aldo, Miyago, Nagise, Hanzo, and Billy Kane. So, I have a lot more to beat, as you can see. But there's still other kinds of games like this. There's Time Attack, Quest Survival, Easy Mission, Extra Missions. There's verses where you can verse the CPU in single play. It's just your one character. Team play, we have 3 characters for each round, and that stuff. There's party, single play, and team single play. They basically just give you effects and disadvantages. And single versus, team versus, party, team versus, and single party versus. They're all for if you have a friend over, plug in a second controller, you could beat the shit out of them. Here's the story mode, so you can play as a bunch of other people in the story. There's somewhat of a story behind it. All the characters are not linked, really. Think about it. But it's still a very, very good game. I love this game. I'm going to stick with my 10 out of 10 on this, and I hope you get it someday. Check out King of Fighters. It's definitely better than Street Fighter. And goodbye, and I hope to review some more games soon.